Hello everyone, it is the day before we're starting our 10-day intermittent fasting kickstart. My dogs are as excited as I am, even though they're not showing it right now. But I wanted to go ahead and send this email today, one to remind you that it starts tomorrow, and let's get excited, and then you have two pieces of homework. One piece of homework is to decide what fasting cadence you're going to do. Now, the most common is 16-8, which is 16 hours of fasting, 8 hours of eating. If you've been doing that for a long time and you want to ramp it up, there are other ways. I'm going to put some links in the comments of this video, and also it's going to be in the email that you got this video in. But for example, there's 20 hours of fasting, 4 hours of eating. There's the one where 5 days of the week you eat normally, and then 2 days of the week you don't eat anything at all, or even up to 500 calories. So there's a lot of different ways that you can fast. There's also the 1 meal a day. So check out these links and decide what is right for you for the next 10 days. And you're not married to any of these. If you need to switch at any point, you can. That's the cool thing about fasting. Bless you. Okay, so that's the first thing I'm asking you to do, is decide what fasting schedule you want. Second thing is look at your schedule for the next 10 days and try to plan out your eating windows. So a lot of people, for example, say you're doing a 16-8, a lot of people will watch the clock until it turns 16 hours and then they can eat. I don't do mine that way. I focus on my eating window. So I pick 8 hours out of every day to eat. So that means sometimes I only have 14 hours off, and then the next day I might have 18 or 20. But I focus on those eating windows because that way it's a lot easier to plan around my schedule. So normally, for example, I don't normally eat until 2 or 3 in the afternoon. Today, one of my closest girlfriends wanted me to meet her new boyfriend at an 11:30 brunch, so I just shifted everything earlier. I didn't, watch my app until it turned 16 hours. I just shifted to where I'll fast a little longer before I eat tomorrow, because I'll end my eating window earlier today than normal. So it's not super complicated. So those are the two things. Now, optional. For the next 10 days, I recommend journaling, and you don't have to write long journal entries, but if you pay attention to when you eat and what you eat, and then you can also track how you're sleeping and what your moods are, it can help to start correlating food and eating windows with more than just fat loss, which is what a lot of people focus on. So that's optional. Also optional that will help you is to download one of the mini fasting apps. The two that I like the most, the one I use is Zero. It's just called Zero. It's free. And then there's another one called LifeApp that I know a lot of people who use. I'm sure you can find more. But homework before tomorrow, decide your fasting cadence. Start to look at your next schedule for next 10 days and kind of map out when you want to have your eating windows based on what's going on in your life. And then optional, have a journal ready. You can do it digitally, obviously, and download one of the fasting apps. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, where we're going to dig into the science part of insulin in our bodies and how fasting combats insulin spikes. And then we'll get started and have a fun kickstart for the next 10 days. All right, thank you, everyone, and I will see you in your inbox in the morning.